Okay, I'm Dark Shades and we are talking about how to recognize an abuser, and this is part 3. Now, I was just finishing off the other video and I realized I was going on a bit long. We were talking about an abuser blames others for what's going wrong in the relationship and for their feelings. So you've got to be careful, because the abuser will use feelings to manipulate the victim, and common phrases like "you're hurting me by not doing what I want," "you control how I feel." It's all psychological BS. You know what I mean? You've got to be careful. They're usually hypersensitive. An abusive person is easily insulted, perceiving the slightest setback as personal attacks, and you end up apologizing. "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." You've hardly said anything, you know. "Oh," but you end up saying, "Oh, I didn't mean that. I'm really sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt you that way. Oh, I didn't mean it like that." And you're always on edge on how you need to interact with this person because they're so sensitive. Some of them are cruel to animals, you know, or children. I prefer not to talk about children, but even animals is a sign. If they show no sensitivity to animals, you might not like an animal, but it doesn't mean you have to kick its brains in or swing it around a tree, as I've heard some people boast. Also, they're playful in their use of sex. They make out like they're playing you when they're being forceful, when really they're talking about, oh, they want to put you under pressure and all this kind of crap. You know, it's a part of the abuse to control you, demanding sex when the partner is tired or when the partner is asleep, showing little concern for the partner's needs, sulking in anger, sulking or getting angry when the woman don't want to give it up, you know, just to maintain compliance. So in the end, you end up saying, "Oh, for Christ's sake, get it over and done with. Just turn your back and make them do what they want to do." You know what I mean? But sometimes that's not even enough. They want you to do all kind of other things, you know what I mean, that you don't want to do. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. There are some men that are kind of psycho, and you don't want to get yourself in that situation. So these videos are to prevent you from getting into that in the first place, so you don't have to put yourself in a compromising situation. There's also the verbal abuse, which is the insults, and they're cruel and they hurt you and they curse you and they degrade you. Or they're putting you down, put down your accomplishments. You can say, "Oh, I do this and that." They'll either ignore it or they'll put it down and make out like it's nothing. You know, and they're so subtle, you know, oh, you're coming all excited about something, and they poo-poo it, you know, or ignore you and make out like they didn't hear. And then when you do draw their attention to it, they're just like, "Oh, yeah, oh, that's good, yeah." And you can tell they're not really interested. It's all a part of the same thing. So, and also the rigid sex roles where the woman is meant to serve, you know, very chauvinistic, masochistic, sadistic. So these are the traits of an abuser. So very subtle. In a nutshell, they come over as very suave. They're almost perfect in their behavior, in their appearance, in the way they interact. It's a fine art. They know how to ask you for a dance. They know how to take you out for dinner. They know how to open the door for you when you get in a car. All those things that you put to real gentlemen. And that's not to negate those proper gentlemen. You'll be able to tell, because a proper gentleman won't have the possessiveness. They won't have the controlling behavior. They won't verbally abuse you. So you will know a genuine, sincere gentleman from an abuser. And that a gentleman is not going to flirt with your friends. Is not going to nice up your mum. Is not going to do things over the top. Is not going to tell you you can't see your friends, you can't spend time with your friends because they're a bad influence. They're not going to do that. So you will be able to tell the difference. All you need to do is put all these 3 videos together, write down the different traits, and if somebody, I don't know how many there were, But if they've got more than 50% of those traits, I'd be careful and I would just watch. Watch, observe, listen for inconsistencies, and watch what they're doing and how they're doing it. And I hope this has been helpful. So keep safe, girls. It's a tough world out there, and I know we all look for love. We all want love. We all want attention. But sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes it's at the expense of our lives, of our health, of our mental well-being. So just be careful. And that's all for now. And this is Dark Shades.